Alright, this is the Elite Interactive tutorial on the Multi-Stream Helper software. This is the first version of the software, recently completed. The software is designed to pull in super chats from YouTube and Rumble rants from Rumble into a central location. It will also do polls in its own unique way. You can conduct polls across both streaming platforms at the same time and get the results right here in this app. So we're going to be going through how to set all this up and how to use these functions. When you first get the program, you'll see what you're looking at here. This is the PC version currently. This will be available for Android in case you want to use this on a tablet or something along those lines. But this is the PC version. And when you come in, you'll see that pretty basic layout here. This is all open space because this is where the super chats and the Rumble rants will be listed. And you can see here that these are crossed out because they're not set up and not pulling currently. So you can't start the program because these are not set up. So you would come into settings, and here we have scroll sensitivity. That'll be scrolling through the super chats and Rumble rants on the other screen. It just shows how fast it'll scroll through that. Brightness, pretty self-explanatory, in case you don't want it just blazing here on the side. Your data request interval, this will be how fast the program goes and pulls the data from your live stream chats and stuff like that. So the interval is important, not so much on Rumble right now. Rumble doesn't have any really limitations or expectations there. They limit how much you can pull in a different fashion. But with YouTube, you have a quota of 10,000 credits that they give you, and each of the different pulls a different number of credits. By my estimation, the way the program works, if you set this to 5-second intervals, the very quickest it will do it, you would still be able to stream to YouTube at least 6 hours a day without any problems at all as far as going over that quota. If something were to happen where you need more, you can actually request a higher quota from YouTube, and I haven't seen anything that would suggest that they wouldn't just give it to you. But for this program, it shouldn't be a problem unless you're streaming more than 6 hours a day, and then you can adjust this accordingly. Now, the actual setup, you don't have to do both of these. You can set them up individually and pull just that information. A lot of people have trouble, I've seen with YouTube, where either they have too many super chats or something happens in the in the back end of YouTube where everything jumps and they can't keep track of where their chats are or where they were when they were looking through them. This won't do that. So if you want, you could use the program just to do that alone, and it would save that trouble. So the setup process is most difficult for the YouTube. Rumble is extremely easy. The YouTube is much more built out and much more intensive as far as setting it up. I'm going to walk you through all of that, but when you check these to use them, you see you need this secret client file, also referred to as your Authoration 2.0 file, and we will show you right now how to actually get to this. So I'm going to switch over to the other scene. And what you need to do is with your YouTube credentials, log into Google Cloud. Don't worry about this trial thing or anything. You won't need to pay for any of this. So make sure that you're logged in with the account. I'm just using a test account I barely use ever to demonstrate this so I don't lose any of my private information on this video. So it's just a step-by-step thing. There's a lot of stuff in here. It gets a little crazy. But as far as what we need to do is get the JSON file to link the app to your stream. And to do that, we need to get into Google Cloud here and set up a new project to start with. You may have already done things like this to stream in other ways. That's great. Just pick up, wherever you need to in this part of it. So the easiest way would be to just open up this. If you see anything that says test in here, it's because I went through this to make sure I was doing it right before. So just go to new project. I'm just going to name it test 2 because I already did the test one once. You don't have to worry about any of the organization stuff. If there is an option in there, go ahead and choose what fits your needs. Go to create. This will take just a second here. You can see it's working. This is the last one that is. So here's the new one. I'm going to go to select. And you have a project. And then from here, what you need to do is you need to get the credentials for this project going. So what we do is, now that we have this one selected, we would come over here, go to APIs and services. I'll bring open this. There's a few things we need to actually do in here. We'll start with just the credentials here. Actually, let me look. No, yeah, it's not right there. Actually, we're going to start with enabling the APIs. That's an easier part of this. So click the enable, come down to the YouTube section, and you're looking for the first one, the data v3. Click on that. And then come over here and click enable. And of course, this is YouTube or Google's way of limiting what these different credentials can do. So you're enabling these manually. So there's, if somebody gains access to those credentials and you didn't want them to, they won't have access to everything related to that account. So now that the YouTube v3 is enabled, we can come back to credentials here. And what we're looking for, as you know, is the authorization 2.0. And to get that, we come up right here, go to create credentials, and then the authorization one. Looks like I forgot to do the configure consent screen, so we can go over to that. You're looking for external, because it's not an internal organization thing. Go to create. Here, this, you're not actually making an app or anything, it just needs this information. So, you can just do like a, there we go. Just do a test 2. You can call this, whatever you want, like live stream, something like that. You want to put your email in there for support. Again, that's nothing like this is going to be used in the end. You also want to put your own email in down here for the developer. I'm actually just to get past this screen, I'm gonna move you guys back over and fill these in quick. All right. Great. Once you fill those in, it will bring you over to this screen. You'll do a save and continue. And again, you're probably going to end up seeing some of my email addresses, but this one isn't really relevant. So again, test users, yes, what you'll want to do there is you'll want to add your own, or I'm sorry, the email of the account that you're streaming to. So yeah, this one is a public one, so I don't mind. Then you would add that. Then it'll come up here, and the reason I say you have to do that is when you actually first connect to the your authorization JSON file and try to log in, it'll bring open a web browser, and you'll have to log into an account that's listed here, otherwise it won't let you use it. So that's another way, security for Google and YouTube to block unauthorized use. So if anybody did get this information and they tried to use that JSON file, which links your stream or my app to your stream, they could then take over stuff on your stream, which would be, of course, bad. But they would have to be able to log into this account for that to happen. So that's just extra security that you have to go through. So, and then looks like we're good. And then come back to the dashboard, close this little thing, and then go back to credentials and then create the credential like we wanted to. And application type, you can, I don't think this really matters if you're using it on the tablet. I guess I would go with the tablet version, but for this, it's the desktop. I don't think this matters really whatsoever, nor does the name. You can create that out. And of course, this is all very private information, but this will all be deleted immediately after I create this video. So yeah, none of this will be relevant after that, and the entire test thing will all be deleted anyway. So, but this is important. This right here, you can get this information later. You don't have to grab it right here. But what you'd want to do is you want to download this JSON file that I've been talking about, and you can see here I've already done this. Um, it'll give you a long name. I just shorten it up to client secret, just so I know what it is. But yeah, you want to save that, and I looking over at my screen, you guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing. It's just a save window. um, so yeah, you can just save it wherever you'll know where it's at, name it whatever you want. I just name mine client secret, which is what it starts with there on the name. And then just remember where you saved it, and then you come back into the app, and when you come over here to select your file, you go to where it's saved at. And for me, it's here, and this one. You would select that, and then it says your file's been loaded. And then in the future, if you come back in, it's always there. If you want to change it, you can just click here and change it. If you move it, you'll get a little error right here. But that's your basic setup. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys didn't see anything I just did. That sucks. I'll just do it again. All right. So yeah, when you come back into the app, once you know where that file is, you would just open it here, select the file, just like that, and then you get this client, secret file loaded. If you ever want to change it, you can change it. If you move that file from where it is, because that's how my program finds that file, it's just a string to that location. If you move that file, you'll have an error here saying that it can't find it. So that's how you set up the link to your YouTube stream. And then now we're going to go through the Rumble one. Rumble is much easier. It's just a URL that links to your account that they provide to you for the key here. So give me 1 second. We're going to switch back over. I'm going to try to remember to not screw that up. And then we'll come over to Rumble. And of course, this isn't where I want to be. I want to be like at the home screen. So if on your Rumble account, when you're logged into your Rumble account, what you would do is you go to your live streaming, and then you come over. By the way, I'd strongly recommend setting up a static stream key for whatever software that you're using. Otherwise, you'll have to use whatever it puts in here every time, which is horrible. So just to go straight live right from your streaming software, you want to set up a static key. That's just a little side note. Um, but what you want to do is you come over to your API. This won't look like this when you come in here. It'll say, just click here to generate one, and it'll give you a code. That is something you want to keep private, of course, as it explains here. And you come over and you would just copy it right here. And it'll say it's copied. And then go back into the software, and then you would paste that right here with a Control V, or manually type it in, or whatever you want to do. So it is a long thing though, so I would just Control V on your keyboard, and it'll drop right in there. I'm not going to do that. I don't want you to see my actual one right there. So what it'll look like, let me just go like this. I just pasted mine in there. And of course I can't show you that after, but it changes the little starred thing to your Rumble key URL has been saved. So I'm going to actually deselect that, come back over, and throw an interval in here. That is important. It won't allow you to start the thing until you do that. I even just saw the start button come, activate there once I put the interval in. So I am going to close this out and then give me 1 second. Get that Rumble back on without you guys seeing all my private data. Sorry about that. All right, so now you can see the bars are removed, and you can actually, there it is. You can actually see the start button is active, it's lighting up. I haven't started it yet. However, it doesn't really hurt to do so right now. Well, before we do that, let's go back over to the website here, and we're going to go to these streams. There's this one. As you can see, it's just behind. Ooh, I better shut that off. Yeah. And I'm streaming because I'm actually recording with my streaming software at the same time, so I had to do all this all at once. So we're going to get away from this before it gets too crazy. But as you can see, it's there working, and we're going to need this chat right here to do some of the demo stuff. And then over on Rumble, we should be able to just open this one up. And same thing, so great. And that clarity will come in a little bit better here in a minute, I hope. Let's just change it to that. All right, so now that we have the chats up and everything, I can show you how the rest of this works. All right, unfortunately, I cannot show you a YouTube super chat coming into the program. And the reason for that is I do not have a channel that is monetized and can do that, and I would have to create an elaborate fake system to show you that. But it's really going to be almost no different than the Rumble system, which I can show you. So it should work pretty much identically. The colors are pulled in the same way that YouTube and Rumble both do the color coding for the value of the chat. That is pulled in, excuse me, as well. So you'll see that. You'll see the amount, the username, everything, which will in just a minute here. So I'm actually going to do that. Believe it or not, I've never actually done that. So we're gonna, first time live here, I'm actually gonna go, give myself a Rumble rant for $2. And see if it works. So give me 1 second on that. And assuming that it goes through within 5 seconds from the time it pops up, which it just did, it should pop up in here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I suppose it would help if I actually started it up. So now it's started. Hey, look, there it popped right up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that one more time, just so you can see it working. I'm actually going to come over. I'm going to put one in right here. Let's just change it to a $5. We're going to find send, confirm. It pops up there, and then back in the app, there it is. And again, that's that 5-second delay. You also notice that I'm seeing my view counts over here. I have noticed that even just when I believe I'm the only one watching my live stream, as far as Rumble is concerned, I do notice that it shows more than one viewer. I've gotten up to like 3 or 4. I don't know if that's just people viewing it. It could be, I guess. But you can see that you can see your total viewers across both platforms right here, which is nice and convenient. So anyway, in the program, which I will jump back over, there's, I'm trying to scroll here even though there's not enough to scroll. But yeah, it would stay just like this, and it would just keep adding them in, and then as it adds them, lower and lower and lower, you can scroll up and down, do whatever you want. When you're done reading them or doing whatever you want to do with them, you can just close them out. And for some reason that's not working. Don't worry, it will when you get the program. I have no idea why that's not working, but yeah, I'll fix that. Anyway, so yeah, those will close out, and now I want to show you the poll thing quick and how this works. So as long as the main program is started and working, then you can do polls. So what you would do for a poll is you would be talking to your chat like, hey, something comes up and you're like, well, let's just ask everybody in chat what they think of that, and we'll poll them. And so the actual answer voted on is just more of your own reference. So if you said, is the sky blue, and so then you would just make a, or is, if the sky is blue, answer one thing, and if the sky is red, answer the other thing. So you put the referenced answers over here, and then what you want the people in chat to type in over here. Now, I would recommend using like ones and twos and things like that. I would not recommend using letters because this is case sensitive. So when you tell people like, oh, put F in chat or something like that, well, you're going to get this and you're also going to get this, which are two different things. So unless you specifically tell them to do lowercase or uppercase or whatever, I would just do one or two, and that's easy. If you want to do extra answers, you can do them here. For this demo, we're just going to do the red and blue. And yeah, so you would tell people, put a 1 in chat for blue and a 2 in chat for red. And you'd also want to tell them that whatever you tell them to put in the chat, they can only put that in chat, like only that. So if they want to vote blue, they would put just a 1. If they put, 1 dash blue, it will not pick that up as a vote. It's just the 1 or whatever you put in these boxes. That's exactly what they need to put into chat or will not register that vote. However, with these put in, we'll show you how this works. As you can see up here in the corner, it says poll not active. You would just hit activate, and now it's active. And then we're just going to wait 5 seconds to show that nothing is happening because nobody's entering anything in for the polls. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to our screens here and come back here. And we're on the Rumble, and we're just gonna, for Rumble, we're gonna put a 1, and YouTube, we're gonna put a 2. So if I wanted to vote, let's just say I screw up. Let's just say I put both, and then I vote, right? Oops, I wanted to vote both, and as I said, it has to be exact. So when you come back over, you can see no results. Even though somebody put something in chat that matches what you put up here, it's not exact, so nothing came up. So, give me one sec. So what I'm going to do is actually, like I said, in Rumble, I'm going to vote ones, and in YouTube, I'm going to vote twos. So if I vote a 1 over here, send that off. In the program, you can see, hey, look, 1 vote has come in and 100% on the ones, option 1 for blue. And then if I go over to the YouTube side of it, and in there, I'm going to put a 2. I'm going to send that vote off and then switch back over to the program, and you've seen it come right in. One thing I do want to point out is that in the program, the Rumble side, when you activate a poll, the Rumble frequency update that you set in the settings, and again, like you can close any of this stuff during it, it'll still work the polls. Believe it or not, this wasn't supposed to come up, but it's fine that it did. That won't happen later. That's just the way I was testing it before with YouTube is just pulling in from chat anything that was put into chat. And you can see it pulled it right in, which means this will, yeah, that one probably closed. So I just got to fix these ones. So anyway, so yeah, that shouldn't have popped up. It won't later. But again, this is just showing people how to use the app. So anyway, what was I saying? Yes, the poll information here. I'm sorry. When you go into settings, the interval in there, that interval will drop down to 3 seconds when you're running a poll on Rumble. It will not drop down for YouTube. I would recommend that if you're running a poll, you should drop that down to 5 seconds, maybe 10, whatever. Um, and that's mainly so it pulls that information in pretty quickly. With YouTube, it doesn't really matter because of how I'm not going to explain how it pulls the data, but it pulls it in as much data as there is. It pulls it all in, and then the next time you call, it starts from wherever you left off and pulls the next set of data in. Rumble is in beta. It's brand new, their API stuff, which was a bit of a nightmare to sync up with, but got it all done. And with Rumble, it's different. It only shows you up to 50 results for every time you pull. Excuse me. So if you have a lot of viewers and you suddenly throw out a poll like that, and everybody starts answering, if more than 50 people answer before that interval, you're going to miss some of those. So the uh, the solution I have to that is that Rumble doesn't block how often you can pull from them, there's no credits like YouTube has. You can do it as much as you want currently. Um, so I drop it down to a 3 second interval because I mean, 50 chats in 3 seconds is a lot. So it's unlikely that you'd have a problem if you do it that way. If you do believe that you're having an issue there, you could encourage people to vote more than once, I guess. I would tell them not to spam it because it'll just make the problem worse. But the cool part is it won't register the same person voting more than once, which I'm about to show you here in a minute. But yeah, so when you're using this like this, it automatically drops down to 3 seconds to try to catch all those chats because there is a limit of 50, and if more than 50 chats go by in between those polls, they'll be missed. So and that's across the board. So that is the explanation on that. However, I'm going to finish the poll thing here and show you how the rest of this works. I'm going to come back over to YouTube and I'm going to chat the same account again. I'm going to send another 2 trying to vote again, and you'll be able to see that over in the program, it did not give it another thing. You can see it's already pulled it in because it's of course back in the that chat is back in the background there like it's not supposed to be. So anyway, yeah, the vote did not re-register, and we'll do the same thing with Rumble. We'll switch over to Rumble. I'll vote another 1 over here. And I'll throw it up. And nothing. However, if I go, let's just say over to like YouTube, and I fire up my cell phone with an entire different YouTube account on it, and go in here, just 1 second, and there's the live stream. So if I come in here this way, and I vote, same thing, I just vote a 2 in there, you'll see, ding, it comes right up. And you'll also be able to see in the background there that the program picked it up. And, of course, that's me, my other account. And yeah, so if we go over to YouTube, and you can see that chat right there. So that just shows that people can't vote more than once, and different people can come in and vote. And of course, you can see all the statistics of the vote right in the app. Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry. So yeah, you can see that I voted there right on the YouTube page. So anyway, back into the app here. Sorry, I'm having a heck of a time jumping back and forth with these screens. I'm not used to this. So anyway, yeah, back in your quick poll, yeah, you get all your results right here. You can let that go as long as you want or short as you want, and then all the results will be compiled right here for you from both streams coming in. So you can pull both streams. So that is the gist of how that works. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can end the poll here. then you know put another one up, do whatever you want. But that poll does run just fine, even if you haven't minimized. If you're coming in and coming out, you can do that all you want. It doesn't really matter. Uh, like I said, the couple little things that you saw happen here are just because I wanted to live stream this because I didn't want to sit here and pay myself on Rumble over and over just to demonstrate this. So as you can see, I found a couple bugs and they will be fixed momentarily. Um, and that is it.